Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualized, my asexual life. This is the place to be for educating about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great subscribe button below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live right now or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape, or form. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this beautiful book, Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. I'm also the founder of asexualise.com and the founder of Sexualised Academy. And also I'm the author of this fibromyalgia self-help handbook, which is how to manage fibromyalgia to have less pain, more energy, and feel happier like a superhero rock star. So the links to those books are down below. And hi, Michaela, lovely to see you. Nice to see you. So my throat is sore tonight. I have been coughing stuff up and coughing as well. So if my voice starts to go, I will have to stop the stream. I'm trying to still stream, but I don't know if I'm going to have a break from streaming because my voice is like okay for a bit and then it starts going and I start coughing. So but I'm trying to still do my streams as much as possible, but I'll probably keep them shorter. But it's lovely to see you, Michaela. Lots of love to you. I really appreciate it. Oh, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're liking it, if I haven't already said that. So yeah, today's episode, I got a question from someone who's on ASAP. I think they're in one of my groups on Facebook. So I'm gonna ask their question in a minute. First of all, Michaela, I'm actually getting sick too, lots of wheezing. I hope it doesn't get any worse. Yeah, be very, very careful of wheezing. I mean, it's difficult because you need to kind of open the window a bit, but then it can be too cold. So try and balance hot water bottles, really loads of blankets with some oxygen from the air if you can to help the breathing. But I hope you feel better too soon. Yeah, I think with me it's respiratory coming back again. Never quite left. So yeah, I hope you feel better soon. Anyway, I better get on with the video because I know there's some more people watching now. And I actually had a question given to me on ASAP by a guy I've seen on asexual dating sites before. And he was asking me his question, right? So basically he was telling me, I'm not going to obviously reveal who he is because that's not fair. But in this video, we're going to talk about why do so many younger guys like older women, and what are the benefits to a younger guy liking an older woman, being attracted to an older woman, right? Because it's still seen as a bit of taboo, right? So it seems to be in society, seems to have favorite of guys being interested in girls. Still, guys can be with younger girls, but when it comes to an older girl being with a younger guy, some of society still frowns upon it, right? But there are a number of benefits of why a younger guy would like to be with an older woman, which is what we're going to discuss. But I first want to go back to the initial message I had. So this guy contacted me. I've seen him on Asexuality before. He's older in birth certificate age than me. And he wanted to ask me a couple of questions if I didn't mind helping him out. So basically, he said that he's attracted to younger girls in their 20s and 30s, but he's flexible. And his question really was one major question. So I don't really know why it was two, but he said, are there many guys who like a lady that's got a few more years under her belt? ? So in other words, are there many guys who like younger women? I mean, are there many guys that like older women? Sorry, I told you I'm not feeling great tonight, so my mind's not like, I didn't even know if I was going to be able to do a stream because I was talking to my mum a short while ago and my voice was literally going. So, and then I was in coughing fit. Right, so yeah, so basically he wants to know. So I've said, so if I have understood right, your question is, are there many guys who are attracted to an older girl? Because I'm thinking, why are you asking me this when you're an older guy interested in younger women? Why is it going to matter if there's loads of younger guys interested in older women? Because he's a guy interested in younger women. Do you know what I mean? He's the opposite of me in that sense, but he likes younger ones, right? So basically, this was my answer. So I put I'll start again. So basically, I put it's very easy for me to get a guy who is heterosexual, right? So with me personally, I have loads of younger guys attracted to me that are heterosexual, right? It's not easy. It's sorry, I keep getting things mixed up tonight. It's not difficult for me to get a younger guy that is heterosexual. That's what I'm trying to say, right? My mind is not good tonight. Right, so I said last time I went out clubbing, there was a guy who I think was 19 years old. He is studying in my city and been here about 8 months in his first year of study, but sadly he wanted to come back to my place, meaning to have sex. And I danced with 2 other guys, one of whom looked about 18 years. I've dated 21 to 28 in the past, but all heterosexual. So loads of guys want sex with me. Sadly, it's harder for me to get an asexual guy in the UK. Most asexual younger guys who like me live in India. I prefer 21 upwards. I am young, wear young clothes, think young, act young, reprogram my mind to be 21 years. So it's natural for me to like younger guys. However, some younger guys want an older girl to act like an older woman, though, and I don't. So I can be too young for them. The third guy I danced with at the club was out of breath after doing about 2 dances with me, poor thing. So I make it clear I like younger guys, but some younger asexual guys like the idea of being with an older girl, but not the reality of what that entails and are not strong enough for me, including British guys. So that is pretty much the truth. Like, I find it really easy to get younger heterosexual guys. Like, heterosexual guys really, really love being with an older woman. Obviously, because they're heterosexual, they like having sex with older women. They see older women as much more experienced, usually. And it's kind of a thrill for them sexually to be with an older woman. They love that. It's something that they really kind of, a lot of them fantasize about. You know what I mean? So there is a lot in terms of sex attraction, sexual attraction from heterosexuals to older women. Michaela, yes, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so in terms of heterosexual guys, I don't have a problem with getting heterosexual guys. If I loved sex, which I don't, but if I did, I could easily get a younger boyfriend that was heterosexual, easier. Take my pick of them, easier, much more easy for me. But I don't like sex. I'm not interested because I'm asexual, and you know, even if I did like sex, I wouldn't just want to go and randomly have it with some dude from a club. It wouldn't be what I was like. I'm not that type of personality. Do you know what I mean? I'd have to know someone a long time and be in a committed relationship before even doing that type of thing, because that's what I was like in the past, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so I wouldn't just go and do that with someone out of a club. But, you know, I can easily get a heterosexual guy. It's not difficult for me. So in terms of like younger guys liking older women, there are a lot of younger guys that like older women. A lot of younger guys, you know, like at the club, you know, like I said, I think the last time I went, there was 2 guys. One was, I think, was 19 because he'd just been in this country 8 months in his first year of study. I think the other guy looked 18. The other one that was out of breath was a bit older. So yeah, so it's not difficult for me to get really young guys. I did have an asexual guy interested in me who was 17, nearly 18. So, you know, obviously that's too young for me, really. I don't really want to be going lower than 21, really, to be honest. I want a guy who looks a bit more adult, if you know what I mean. But I mean, the guy was 19 at the club. He was quite good looking and cute, actually. I didn't realize he was Indian. He didn't look Indian and he didn't speak Indian, but he told me he was from India. I'm like, what? Oh, right, okay. But obviously, I'm not just going to have sex with an Indian guy because he's Indian, because I don't have sex. Even though I like Indian guys. But honestly, he didn't look Indian at all. His like face was very pale. I even thought he might be British. He didn't even talk, like I said, he didn't really have an Indian accent either. It's very, very weird. But yeah, so he started saying he doesn't like sex. And I'm like, well, I know you do. Like, he's from Delhi. I'm like, Delhi guys are the worst for liking sex because I have female Indian friends online. They said, don't get mixed up with Delhi guys, Sandra, because they are really sexual orientated. So obviously there's going to still be some asexuals in Delhi. They're not all going to be sexual, but clearly if a guy's over here and just he asked to come home to my place. I only had one dance with him for 5 minutes, honestly. See what I mean? Guys want sex with me after 5 minutes. It's not difficult for me to get a sexual guy. So yeah, so in terms of like sexual attraction, heterosexual guys, there's a load of them that are into older women. Now, I don't really behave like an older woman. So obviously, it very much depends on what the younger guy's looking for. But a lot of younger guys do still have interest in being with an older woman, not just because of sex, because an older woman tends to be more experienced in life. So they tend to have more to add to a conversation. A younger guy, wants some more stimulating conversation sometimes. They want someone who's got some life experience and some drive, some career, some ambition, which younger girls don't tend to have. Younger girls can just be like getting their first sort of jobs. Do you know what I mean? And they don't really know what they want to do with their life. They're hesitant, and stuff like this. Older woman often has more stability in terms of where she lives and settled down, maybe in terms of money as well. I'm not saying this applies to everyone, but this is what younger guys are attracted to in general. The older women, they tend to be more stable, have their own homes or have been settled. Older women tend to have got their kids out of the way, so there tends to be not that pressure on the younger guy to have children. They either got the kids out of the way or they don't want them. So, and they tend to bring a lot more life experience, give a lot more stimulation, intelligent stimulation to the younger guy. So it's very interesting. The guy I went out with in my city for a drink, who was in my city in the UK, been in this country 3 years, they look alike but not Indian. He was 24, didn't care about age. He didn't actually want children, which shocked me because there is very much a stereotype that all foreign guys, specifically religious ones as well, which he was, he's actually Christian despite the fact he's from Egypt. He didn't want kids. He said his relatives have all got children and he's seen what the lifestyle's like and they completely dedicated their life to children, and he doesn't actually want that. So from those point of view, that was quite good from my perspective. And I said, what type of woman are you looking for? And he said, someone who's got like a career of their own, who's got a life purpose that they're fulfilling, which I can tell is probably why he was attracted to me, assuming he was. Well, I'm guessing he was, because why bother asking me out for a drink? And so yeah, but in the end he said, well, I'm not asexual, and he couldn't live without sex, basically. So that was pretty much the end of that. Michaela, there are Christians in Egypt. The Coptic church is based out of there. Right, okay. I know there are Christians in all different types of religions, all different types of ethnicities. It's just that he said there's not many of us Christians. It's not well known. It's more taboo that there's Christians in Egypt. He's part of a minority out there, he said. But obviously he lives in the UK now. But I mean, I've spoke to guys online from all different countries, and some of them are Christian. So, but thanks for the information, because I'm not strictly religious, so I wouldn't know, to be honest. I'm not very good because I don't travel abroad either, and I'm not interested in history. I'm not interested in a lot of the stuff other people are. Yeah, they are a minority. That is true. Yeah, that's what he said. So, and he doesn't believe in sex before marriage, but if he was having sex, he couldn't, he wants sex. And if he was having it, he couldn't stop himself, which is a bit weird, because some women need a guy to stop sometimes, even if they're heterosexual. Do you know what I mean? And he doesn't, because I said my ex was really good like that. My heterosexual ex, he would stop in the middle of it if I needed him to, for any reason. And he said, I don't think I could do that. And basically, I'm thinking, well, you have to. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, you're really not, you can be technically classed as rape if you're married or not, if you're having sex and the woman wants you to stop and you carry on. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't say that to him because I didn't really think that far ahead when I was discussing. I was just thinking, well, that's not very good, is it? But I was kind of thinking more from an asexual point of view. And then I was thinking, hang on a minute, Sandra. The next day I was thinking, a heterosexual woman might need him to stop sometimes. Do you know what I mean? That, you know, he needs to be able to have some, because he goes, oh, it'd be too much self-control. And I'm thinking, yeah, but guys do need to have some self-control. It's very important. You know, just because, you know, like a lot of heterosexual women might love sex, but there's some people that have to stop. Hi, Eddie. Young guys want older women because they will do more naughty things and cause most have money. Oh, hi, Eddie. Yes, you've pretty much reiterated what I've already said. But I said other things as well. So I've already said that I can easily get a heterosexual guy, because heterosexual guys are very into older women and having sex with them. They're very sexually attracted to old women. Older women are usually more experienced in sex, and it's like their fantasy to have sex with older women. So I can easily get a younger guy for sex. It's not difficult for me. If I was heterosexual, I could easily do that. And yeah, and so yeah, Michaela agrees with you, Eddie. Yeah, and I said about yeah, most of them have money, I guess, but most of them have their own house usually as well, or settled down. Most of them have either had children or they don't want them. You know, but I was trying to talk about the Egyptian guy because I was gonna say something which I can't remember. Oh yes, the Egyptian guy, the 24-year-old Egyptian guy that I met, just to prove a point, because he's not asexual, he's heterosexual. He was saying that like I said, he was saying that he was attracted to an old, you know, like he didn't care about age, and he was attracted to a woman who had her own career and was living her life purpose, which older women tend to be. Like younger girls don't tend to a lot of the time know what they want. They're just getting their first sort of jobs behind their belt. They're trying things out. Whereas an older woman, she's kind of more fixed in her career. She's career minded. She knows what she wants. And that's another benefit of being with an older woman that younger guys are attracted to. An older woman usually knows exactly what she wants in pretty much most aspects of her life, if not all aspects of her life, you know? And the guy knows where he stands with an older woman. A younger girl doesn't even know what she's doing yet. She doesn't know whether she's going to get married, have children. She doesn't really have a fixed career. Like you said, she probably hasn't got as much money. And she's not necessarily living her life purpose. She probably hasn't even thought that far ahead. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's lots of benefits, not just sex or sexual attraction, as to why a younger guy would want to be with an older woman. So there are actually a lot of younger guys that want to be with older women. I find it personally a bit harder to get a younger asexual guy. A sexual guy is so dead easy for me to get. An asexual guy is a lot harder. You know, asexuals, I don't know what it is. It's harder, but also I think part of it is because obviously I'm quite well known for asexuality, and a lot of asexual guys can't handle that. They're like, oh, she's public about being asexual. It's like, yeah, I'm on YouTube. I write books for asexuals. A major part of my life is asexuality. I'm openly out about being asexual. I think that obviously scares them off because they can't handle it. They can't handle, first of all, they haven't really thought it through about being with an older woman. They haven't really thought that, what if I have a serious relationship? How am I going to tell my parents I like an older woman? Whereas my parents already know years ago that I'm probably going to likely be with a 23 or 24-year-old foreign guy. They're cool with it. They even point out younger guys to me that I would be attracted to, you know? Or they say, oh, I saw someone in the doctor's surgery today. The doctor, you would have fancied him. Or I saw this guy in this, or this guy came to the door and delivered some mail. I know you'd fancy him, you know? My mum's quite funny like that, my dad. So, you know, they're all cool with me being with a younger guy because I've already told them, I've already warned them, spoke to them about it, you know? So what younger guys need to be doing, but you know, some younger guys, they don't want a committed relationship with an older woman. They just want a bit of sexual fun, right? Which I suppose asexual guys, some of them, because they don't want the sex, they'll be more focused on a serious committed relationship. But some younger guys, they don't know what they want. They haven't worked out whether they want marriage or they want kids. Some asexual guys haven't even worked out whether they want kids or not, even though they're asexual. You know, and a lot of them cannot be strong enough for me. They cannot handle the fact that I'm out publicly about being asexual. I live a very public life about my asexuality and my life in general, you know, so I need a really strong guy like that. So ideally I really probably need a business entrepreneur type of guy that respects my work that I do, that's for it, you know. But at the moment, that seems to be more like sexual guys don't mind the fact I'm asexual. They're quite cool with it a lot of the time. So like, they don't care that I'm out about being asexual and do a YouTube show and everything like that. They actually like, I think it's pretty cool. Do you know what I mean? So sexual guys have got completely different, even, you know, completely different kind of mindset with that. They don't care. And I don't think they really care about being with an older woman as much. It's not like, oh, that's so taboo. Whereas a younger guy, they're attracted to older women. They haven't even got the guts to tell their parents or their family. They just keep all this stuff hidden. Do you know what I mean? Michaela, it's about stability. Yes, I totally agree with you. Yes, a younger guy does need stability from an older woman sometimes. They do need that type of stability. But some younger guys like to be cooked and cleaned for, which a lot of older women like to do. I don't, which is what I'm coming on to soon. Eddie, I got me a younger girl. Yes, you have got you a younger girl, because this is what I was first talking about, Eddie, that this guy on ASAP said he liked younger girls. And what's basically my experience, you know, do many younger guys like older women? Basically, what's my experience of it? And he's an older guy that likes younger girls. That's what he's asking me. So I have to let you know that I haven't been feeling very well. So if I start coughing, I'm going to have to go off my stream, because I know I was coughing a lot earlier. I'm trying not to like get completely ill, but my voice is like, ugh. I've never been with anyone, but I'm okay with that. That's good, Michaela. I mean, at the moment, I'm not actively pursuing a relationship anymore, if you've watched my latest videos. So I'm not actively, but I'm still on dating sites. I'm not taking myself off them. I'm just not actively pursuing. So I'm not going looking around for guys endlessly on asexual dating sites anymore. And or on ASAP, I'm not trawling through everyone anymore. And Mingle, I don't go on there apart from like occasionally. And it's a I hadn't been on there for like a month, I think it was, and then I looked, and then I left it a week and looked again. But because I put I don't want sex on there, and it's a sexual dating site, not an asexual one, I've only had like, I think it was 8 messages in 1 month, because I make it clear now, I don't want sex, don't want marriage, don't want kids, don't want sex, don't want sex. So, you know, I'm not really, the only people that are trying their look abroad, and I clearly say I want a guy who's in the UK. So, do you know what I mean? It's no good anyway. So, but I got like 300 and something plus guys interested in me just for my picture. But yeah, so Michaela, yeah, I'm more into platonic relationships. I like making friends. Okay. I mean, I'm a hugely romantic girl. So I am attracted to younger guys. If you didn't already know that, I think Michaela, you already know that, and Eddie already knows that. I'm attracted, like I said, to guys who are 21, predominantly 21 to 24. If I'm honest, I could go up to about 28, but that'd be pushing it a bit. Early 30s if they look really, really younger, maybe. Because some guys in their 30s, they do look younger. So it's all about aesthetically looking younger. Eddie, I know nothing. With the tongue stuck out. So yeah, I can't really be with an older guy. But like I was saying about the housework stuff, like some younger guys, they like the fact that a woman's at home cooking, cleaning, and will be like the mother type of figure to them, which I am not. I am the exact opposite of that. I do not want a younger guy to mother. And younger guys can have this expectations of an older woman to behave like an older woman, which is why I don't suit a lot of younger guys, because they expect an old, you know, if they're attracted specifically to older women and it really floats their boat, as it were, I, in my lifestyle, am too young for them. They want someone who will cook and clean for them, who'll pick up after them, who literally goes to sleep at a sensible 10:30, 11 o'clock at night hour, who will maybe see them several times a week and sit and watch Netflix and cuddle up on the couch together and all that type of thing. It's just not the lifestyle I lead and not the life I want. I mean, that's why I partly give up in actively pursuing a relationship now, because I want to spend time with myself. My career is my most important thing this year, not pursuing a relationship anymore. And you know, I've given up on doing that for now, because it's not good for my health. I need to look after me. Michaela, yes, I definitely know that. You're very open about it. Laugh out loud. Eddie, mummy issues. Used to have a lot of girls with daddy issues. Oh, it got boring, Eddie. Yeah, I can imagine it did. Ray, hello, Ray. Lots of love. Nice to see you. Thanks for the thumbs up. Any more thumbs up is greatly appreciated. I do my own cleaning, cooking, plus work long hours. I know you do, Ray. Ray just is a Trojan horse. Ray is amazing. I have to say, Ray is amazing. He saves lots of dogs' lives, but he does put his life at risk to do it. And he cleans this house immaculately and stuff like that. But like I was saying to this guy who messaged me on ASAP asking about, I've just written back to him some more, is like, if I had it, I'm not attracted to older guys. And if I had an older guy, I'd be wanting to make him younger. I'd be wanting to dress him, which obviously not fair. Obviously, I don't want to do this to someone because I don't want to change them. I don't think a guy should change his whole life like that and persona for a woman. I don't think you should do that. I think you should be looking for the person that meets your ideal match without trying to change the person. But if I was an older guy, I'd want him to dress younger, act younger, live a younger lifestyle, be in a younger environment. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I'm not attracted to older guys or that lifestyle, you know? Like, it's just not who I am. So if I was with an older guy, I'd literally be wanting to change his whole like look and clothes that he wears and the decor that he has and the way he, his lifestyle probably. And it's just like, obviously I don't want to be with a guy to change him. I don't like that idea. No one should be with someone who's trying to change them. So I need to find a guy who's going to be a good fit. But at the moment, I'm not actively pursuing that anyway, because I can't find a guy who's a good fit for me. And I've been on the asexual dating sites for 6 years now. So I'm not actively pursuing anymore. This year is all about my career and looking after me. Because obviously I'm keep getting ill. Like I've been ill with a respiratory infection last year, then last month, and I'm starting to get that way again. I was coughing stuff up yesterday and today, and I've been coughing. My voice has been going a bit. So I'm doing quite well on the stream actually. So I'm 55, but I can run most a lot younger guys than me. Oh, you can run rings around a lot of younger guys. Yeah, I know. I know. You're very fit for your age, Ray. I do agree with that. Very fit for your age. Michaela. No, definitely not. If you're in a relationship with someone who's trying to change you, get out of that relationship. Exactly. So I don't want to go into a relationship trying to change anyone. But I'm not, because obviously sometimes I try to force myself to be attracted to older guys, but I'm just not. I'm there trying to think, can I be attracted to older guy? Can I? But I'm just not attracted to older guys usually. Not usually. There's a rare occasion, but not usually, And it's kind of like, and I think in my mind, if I was with this guy, I'm thinking, well, I'd want to change all this, and this about him because it's too old for me. And that's why I need to be with a younger guy. I'm most suited to be with a younger guy. Just I am. I'm very young, on purpose. Like I have the mindset of a 21-year-old and live like a teenager. But I've reprogrammed my mind like that. Now I'm a lot more younger than a lot of younger guys. Do you know what I mean? It's like the guy I went out with, who's 24 years old. He doesn't like texting. I said, that's very unusual for a 24-year-old to not like texting. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of older guys don't really like texting. I mean, obviously Ray's an exception. Ray's cool. Ray's always texting me. But a lot of older guys, they don't like texting, but they will try and do that. Like I've met some older guys on asexual dating sites and they message me sometimes saying, Sandra, I'm not really used to this texting business or messaging, but I know I have to do it to the dating, because I'm interested in getting a serious relationship. So I've had older guys say that to me, but like this 24-year-old doesn't really text. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't do texting. So I'm like, that's no good for me anyway. But I think that's very unusual for a 24-year-old. Do you know what I mean? And he goes to bed at very early as well, for me. And won't go out clubbing on weekdays and stuff like that because his work, which is very sensible, but I'm not sensible, am I, like that? I'm crazy girl. Like just like sensible goes out the window, I'm just like I can't sleep that time. I don't sleep. I have to sleep later usually because I can't usually sleep early. It's not good for me. It makes me ill sleeping too early. Michaela, I'm only 20. I didn't know that, Michaela. Oh wow. But I feel like a baby a lot because of my severe physical disabilities. I'm a very needy person. Oh, Michaela, I think you come across as older and independent, actually, whenever I spoke to you on here. I didn't know that. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. You come across as very mature for your age. And older and wiser, I think. So I wouldn't have known that at all. But when you say needy, is it needy as in relationship needy, or just needy because you need someone to look after you because you've got a lot of physical disabilities which you can't help? Because there's a big difference between being needy as in a relationship needy and needing a guy to do lots of things to help you because you're physically disabled, which you can't help. Do you know what I mean? Ray, if I was younger, I'd be perfect. Oh, bless you, Ray. You'd have to be like early 20s, Ray. You're 55. Bless you. But you know, you'd have to have younger decor in your house, like, and be a clubby city guy. Do you know what I mean? It's not who you are. So it's not just about, you know, it's not just about age. It's about your lifestyle's older than mine. Your decor's older than mine. I respect you. I care about you a lot as my friend. You know, we get on really super well. So from the point of view of getting on really well, I do agree we get on so well, me and you. Do you know what I mean? I do agree. Me and Ray get on really superbly well. Like really, really good. Really good. Ray's always messaging me like a bit of a boyfriend, I have to say. Bless his heart. He messages me more than some of my exes did. So yeah, if any girl wants to be with Ray, they will get a good guy with him. You know, if I was attracted to older guys, it'd be different, but I'm not attracted to older guys at all. I'm just not aesthetically or romantically attracted to older guys usually. But in terms of personality, Ray's really nice, and I know he'd take care of me, and he's very good at messaging and keeping in touch and sharing his life and pictures and videos and everything like that. So Ray's got a lot going for him, don't get me wrong. But I'm not attracted to older guys. That's the thing. I can't make myself be attracted. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but yeah, I mean, but Ray does like some, you know, Ray's like, for example, environment at home is older than I would personally be interested in. And obviously Ray likes the beach and the sea and stuff like that, but I don't like that. I'm a city girl. I like clubbing, cinema. I like being in the city where I can just go clubbing and go to the cinema, and I don't really like, you know, I'm not really a beach, but I used to live near the beach for years. I even message even when you arrested someone. Yeah, I know you did, Ray. That did shock me. I'm like, yeah, like, you should be focusing on that, not me. But I know Ray really cares about me. I know if I liked older guys, Ray'd love it. But I can't force myself, unfortunately, to be attracted to older guys romantically and aesthetically. I just can't do it. But, you know, I do appreciate you, Ray. I know that you really like me. So it's nice. And you're not afraid of saying that as well. Unlike some younger guys, it's like asexual guys, it's like, oh, but I can't connect with you on Facebook because you're publicly asexual, so I won't comment. You know, they don't say that, but it's obvious because I say, oh yeah, it's on Facebook, and then they just don't do it. I'm like, oh yeah, because you saw I'm publicly asexual and very public. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's like, grow a backbone. I know that might sound rude, but it's like, come on, grow a backbone, grow some balls. I have more balls than you, and I'm not even a guy. And you know, and just like be strong, for goodness sake. You know what I mean? If you really want a serious committed relationship with a valuable female, then grow a pair. Do you know what I mean? I know I'm being very brash, but I'm a bit outspoken, as you know. So it's like, do you know what I mean? It's like, be strong, or don't bother. But obviously, these people are no good for me in terms of relationship. If they stumble at that, there's no way a younger guy can be with an older woman if he's worried about stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like being seen in public with her. So Michaela, you are crazy. Definitely agree with Michaela, oh man, I think I teach everyone on this channel to be very, very open and honest and sincere and say what the heck they want. Because I say what the heck I want and other people do too, to me. Yeah, I am kind of crazy. You have to be crazy in this world. The crazy ones are usually the ones that change the world. I have, you know. That's why you have to be crazy, because if you're boring and you're just flat, no one takes a blind bit of notice of you. And so you've got to be kind of crazy to stand out in this world. I'm crazy. I love it, Michaela. Right. Michaela, needy because I need someone to look after me. I'm not needy in terms of relationships. Yeah. Michaela, that's what I thought. It's not your fault though, is it? Michaela, yes, I'm 20, which is why I laughed with you. Message me. Yes, I'm 20, which is why I laughed with you. Message me a gif of a wine glass earlier. Laugh out loud. Ah, yeah. So, Michaela, the wine glass, right? So, I sent a few different friends, women friends who I really like, thought were good people, this wine glass, but it wasn't meant to just be a wine glass. So my best female friend messaged me this wine glass that it like sparkles, and above it said send to 15 women. I don't think I sent it to that many, but I said send it to 15 women who you really think are pretty, as in a friendship pretty, not as in fancy pretty, and who you really like and admire. Well, it's 15 girls who are pretty, who you really like on your friends list and value or something as people, right? So they were supposed to get all the women that I sent the females that I sent this picture was supposed to have this message with the wine glass, right? And I was at my mum's at the time when I sent that, and I was seeing my mum for a birthday, right? And I forwarded it, and I thought I'd forwarded the whole thing, but it didn't forward the words, only forwarded the wine glass. I don't drink alcohol myself, by the way, just to let you know. I don't drink any alcohol, haven't since I was 19. But it only forwarded the wine glass, not the words. And I tried to re-forward it, and it wouldn't. So I don't know why it wouldn't forward the message. So anyway, all my friends that are female that I sent the message to just got the glass. And one girl's like, who's asexual, I've been friends with her for quite a time on there. She's like, I'm not quite sure what this is about. And I had to explain that, that's when I noticed there was no words with it, because I just pressed forward. I thought it forwarded the whole thing. And then because I was in the middle of talking to my mum as well. But I thought, it's a really nice thing, because I don't share a lot of those things, because some of them are so spammy and rubbish, and I don't like doing it very often. But I thought it was a really nice message, and it cheered me up. So I thought it might cheer some of my friends up, and just put a smile on their face and be a nice thing to say. And then, I noticed it was just a wine glass. I thought, well, at least these people will know I'm thinking of them, even if they're like, think, what the heck is that all about? And I did explain to this friend what it's about, and she goes, oh, I see, thank you. So I didn't mean it horribly. I meant it really nicely. But yeah, so, right. Oh, Yuva. Hey, Ace Humans, nice to see you. Lots of love. Yuva, think that younger guys love older because they find them more mature and more understanding, and they can change them for the better. Also, they can benefit from their experience in life. Younger guys love older women, I'm reading it again, because they find them more mature and more understanding, and they can change them for the better. Wait, what do you mean by change them for the better? Can you expand on that? Do you mean the guys can change the woman for the better? Or the older woman can change the younger guy for the better? I'm presuming you mean the older woman can change the younger guy for the better. But I was kind of saying that you shouldn't really be changing anyone anyway in a relationship. No person should go into a relationship thinking they can change anyone. It's really bad psychology. A guy should fix his own problems. So if there's an older woman watching this and they've got a younger guy they really like, but the younger guy's constantly got problems in his life, the older woman should not be with him. The older woman should say, sort your SHIT out, guy. You sort your shit out, excuse my language. You go and sort your life out if you've got problems, because an older woman is not there to fix a younger guy's problems. So the problem that older women can get into is they think they've got to fix a younger guy's problems. I was that person years ago. I'm not anymore. They think they've got to fix a younger guy's problems, make him a better person, make him a better version of himself, right? It's not up to an older woman or any age woman to make a guy a better person or to change him, right? He's got to realise he's got a problem, got to improve himself, change himself. If he's got loads of rubbish going on in his life, he can't give a woman what she really needs. He needs to sort his own life out. So you leave him, let him sort his own life out. After he sorts his own life out, he might not come back to you, because he might find another woman that's at more of his new life level than you are, which is sad but true. I would tell it like it is. Do you know what I mean? So you leave him be, you split up, and you look for someone else who's more suitable for you right in this moment. If the other guy happens to come up and you're not with this current new guy you've got, that's fine. But if the new guy is better, you stay with the new guy, don't you? Or you just be on your own. You don't go and try and change any sort of guy, right? Because women in general, we tend to have a very nurturing side, a very wanting to help a guy side, a very wanting to look after a guy side. We have that. Even if I don't want to, for example, I don't want to cook, clean, or do a housewife, anything like that for a guy, I still have a nurturing, warm heart. I still want the best for the guy. I still want the guy to be the best version of himself. I still want to help him to help himself. I still want him to be a good guy. I see a lot of potential in younger guys. They don't even see themselves. But I have to learn now that I'm first. I put my health first. I put myself first. And if a guy hasn't got his shit together, excuse my language, he needs to get it together, right, before I can be in a relationship with him. He's not a whole person when he comes to me. If he's broken, he's got so many problems going on, he's not going to be stable for me to be in a relationship with. So if you're a female listening to this now that's interested in younger guys, or any guys, do not do that, ladies. I've done that for years of my life. I felt sorry for the guy, and he's had such a hard life, and oh my god, but he doesn't have a right to treat you like dirt, which some of them do. Some of them, I'm not saying all of them do, some of them do. Or some of them have got so many problems going on in their own life that you're dragged into all their problems that they can't give you the relationship that you need, the stability you need, the good relationship you need, the quality relationship you need, because they haven't sorted their life out yet. In this case, leave them be. They're not suitable for you. Move on with your life, okay? I just had to get that out in the open. Men that oldest change youngers. Exactly, that's what I thought you meant. But this is not how it should be. An older woman should not try and change a younger guy. If a younger guy, obviously a younger guy can come with less baggage. This is why an older woman might like a younger guy, because a younger guy might be more open to being influenced by an older woman, right? So in any type of relationship, there has to be a little bit of an ability to influence each other, right? But this is not the same as controlling the person. And this is not the same as staying in a relationship where clearly the other person's got so much stuff going on. I mean, obviously, it doesn't have to be the younger guy that's got the problems. It could be the older woman. It could be the older woman's got so many problems that the guy, you know, it's just too much for the younger guy. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, it's not just that way around, but I'm saying with females in general, we do have a tendency to be very nurturing, to be very like responsive to any guys who kind of give us a backstory of them going through such a hard life, such a hard time, because we are understanding. But we can be too understanding, and then we can end up putting ourselves in a position of devaluation. Is that the right word to use? So we can kind of like devalue ourselves a little bit and put the guy on a more of a pedestal, and that you need to help him and fix him and sort him out. It's not up to you to do that. You have to leave the guy, let him get on with his own life, self-improve, and come back as the best version he can be for you. Because in a really serious, committed, adult type of relationship, whatever age you are, whether you act young or not, when you get to a proper, serious, committed relationship, you need to be able to have open communication between two people, and you need to be at a level where you're willing to develop and grow together as people, right? And if you are in such a bad place in your life and you haven't got your sort of stuff together as much as possible, and you know, like, it doesn't mean to say you have to be perfect, you've never got any problems, that's not what I'm saying. But if there's some major stuff where the guy's always hesitant, or, you know, whoever it is, they haven't really got their life together, they're always being held back by their past, they've always got all these problems and stuff, their problem is not your problem to deal with. They have to sort themselves out so that they can be an adult for you in the relationship, so they can actually communicate with you effectively, not clam up and keep things to themselves and start having secrets and explode at you, or not even say anything for days to you. Do you know what I mean? This type of behavior is no good. It's erratic. You need to have open, honest communication where you're sharing secrets, sharing life goals, ambitions, and dreams. If a guy has got so many problems going on in his mind, his life, he's not even going to be looking for a future with you and have goals, ambitions, and dreams with you for the relationship going forward. What you want to do with it, how you want to develop, grow with it. Does this make sense? I hope so. Right, so let's go back to some of the other things. Chats. So Michaela, I think it's ridiculous that guys can't handle you being publicly asexual. That's just crazy. Thank you, Michaela. I actually had a guy actually say that to me. This guy actually said in private message, oh, I couldn't deal with that. They couldn't deal with the fact that I'm publicly asexual and that I talk about my asexual life on this channel. Because obviously if I get a boyfriend, I'm not going to not be talking about them sometimes on here. It's just not going to happen. Obviously, I've got to be careful what I say, because I've still got to keep a lot of their secrets between me and them. But there's going to be sometimes that I share my feelings. Like maybe, for example, I touch my guy in a certain way that I didn't think I would, right? And I might say as an asexual person, I never thought I'd do this again, but this is what I've done. This is how it made me feel. Maybe I like it. Maybe I don't like it. Do you see what I mean? I'll try and share it from my point of view, my feelings. And I'll try not to say anything that will be bad for our relationship, you know, because I don't want to do that. But obviously I want to still share my life, because That's what I do on this channel, to help other asexuals, you know? If I don't share any of my life, if I just say, all right, I got a boyfriend, but I'm never going to speak about him, it would just be stupid. Do you know what I mean? It'd be just like cutting a major part of my life out. And some of them don't even want to be like seen in public with me, which is more dodgy on their part. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's like you've got something to hide if you're like that. You know, this is why I don't need this type of weak guy who is worried that I'm publicly asexual. I'm glad you think that's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? I'm very crazy and not ashamed of it at all. Oh, thank you, Michaela. Ray, somebody said I'm right, Daryl from The Walking. I don't know what that means. Michaela, oh, that's sweet. I didn't know that. Well, I'm so happy you value me as a friend. Yeah, I do value you as a friend. You're really good, Michaela. You really support me on this channel as well. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So, Eddie, example in handling the package. Sorry, especially in handling the package. What does that mean? I'm not sure what Eddie means. Also, they can benefit from their experiences, says Shiva, especially in handling the package. Does that mean that they can benefit from, that younger guys can benefit from the sexual experience of older women? Yeah, I've already said that. Michaela, you can't love someone else until you love yourself first. Exactly, Michaela. That's what I'm trying to say. And younger guys shouldn't go to older women to change them. I mean, it's not older women's job to change it. It's a younger guy's job to think, God, I got lots to learn. I can learn from an older woman. If I want to be open to being influenced by an older woman because I think she's wiser than me, that's great. I'm open to being influenced. I'm open to listening to her. I'm open to being educated. I'm opening to changing myself because I want to change myself. But where it goes wrong is expecting a woman to want to change a younger guy. That's really bad. You shouldn't expect an older woman to want to change you. You should get with an older woman who doesn't want to change you but can influence you in good ways and who you can learn from and grow with. But you should be wanting to change yourself. Never ever, whoever you are in life, whether it's relationships or friendship, ever change for someone else, because the change won't stick unless you've got motivation and momentum and drive to change yourself for yourself. It won't last. The change won't stick. You'll be like, oh, I did it for that person. You'll start resenting them. You're like, well, that person wasn't happy I did this, so I changed for them. Oh, I changed for you. And even if you don't think now, years down the line, it'll be, well, I changed for you. I changed myself for you. You're still the same. You haven't changed. I've changed myself for you. This is how it gets. So only change if you want to change. If you want to get with an older woman because you want to be influenced by an older woman, maybe some younger guys like being dominated by older women as well. I do have to say, sometimes it's a kink if they're sexual. Sometimes it's just preference. So do you know what I mean? Some like an older woman. Some don't want an older woman to dominate them or be anything like that. But some younger guys, they do. Some younger guys are into kinky things and they like it from a kinky point of view. They like a woman to dominate them in many different ways. And, you know, and other guys just like strong, powerful older women as well. They're very drawn to them. But, you know, whether that's suitable for sustainable relationships is a different matter. But you, as a younger guy, you have to be willing to develop and grow yourself, I think, to be with an older woman. A lot of older women won't take rubbish from a younger guy. The younger guy's like, you know, too like not open to actually developing themselves as a person, it won't work. Because you've got a huge age, if you've got a huge age difference there, the younger guy is going to have to develop and grow himself pretty quickly to match the type of quality sort of relationship potentially could get with an older woman. I'm not saying all older women are great, but you know, there's potential that they have to catch up. I mean, I met an entrepreneur guy recently, I do get on well with, but he's an entrepreneur business guy, and he is 20 and his partner is 40 years old. They live together, so it's 20 years difference. And he said that in the beginning it was really challenging, you know. Well, it's been challenging, their journey, but it's worth it because he loves that. And I thought that was beautiful. He absolutely, I mean, they're a gorgeous couple together. They're both business. They're both partners in they both like work, you know, self-employed, and they're both in their own business together. So they work as business partners as well. But, you know, because I said, oh, she looks a little bit older than you. I said, and that's a really good thing because I'm interested in younger guys. He goes, oh, yeah, there's 20 years difference between us. I'm 20, she's 40. He's very successful for 20 years old as well. I mean, I'm going to be starting like an entrepreneur channel sometime this year to go with a new entrepreneur brand. And I should be having him on the show. He's super successful for his age, money-wise, because I want to get different entrepreneurs on that and interview them to help other people make money online, because I've got tons of entrepreneurs I'm friends with that are making millions, even billions of pounds. And if I can get as many of them on the show as possible, it's going to be good. But I'm still doing this show. I'm still going to be doing this show. But you know what I mean? It's like I've got to go into other brands. So that's going to be quite a challenge for me, a lot of work. But first I want to finish. Ideally, I want to get my Asexual Guide to Sex book published first because I'm still in the middle of doing that. I'm really excited about that book. I love the book. So yeah, Eddie, I didn't love myself once I looked in the mirror and told myself I'm garbage. Now after that, I got the biggest chill up my spine. Oh yeah, that's not good, Eddie. So I'm glad that you love yourself now, I assume. Once I looked in the mirror and told myself I'm garbage. Now after that, I got the biggest chill up my spine. Yeah, don't ever think that about yourself. If you ever think you're garbage, you're like telling someone, don't ever be with me because I'm rubbish. You know what I mean? This is why I see quite a lot of guys who get depressed, which I know depression is a big thing. I had depression for years. But when you're saying I'm no good, I'm not worthy, I'm rubbish, you're basically like giving someone a sales pitch for how they shouldn't be with you. Do you know what I mean? It's like instead of selling yourself, like say you're selling a product and service and you're trying to get people to buy, it's the opposite. You're trying to get people not to buy into you. You're trying to get people to repel against you by saying I'm rubbish, I'm ugly, I'm blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? There's some guys that do that in my asexual groups. I'm thinking how, and then they say, well, I can't get women, no one's interested in me. It's like because you've just pitched them, you've just basically sold the idea to all these women that you're rubbish, that you're ugly, that you're miserable, and then no one wants you. You're basically telling the women that's what you're like. So why would they be interested in you? What is the appeal? You're basically selling the idea that they shouldn't be with you. You're repelling people instead of bringing them towards you, which is what you really want. So when you start self-loving and see positives about yourself and look in the mirror and start saying you're great, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, you're sexy, you're kind. I say I'm sexy even though I'm asexual. I'm like, you damn hot girl, you're sexy, babe. To myself, I've trained myself to do that. So yeah, it's really good for self-esteem and confidence building and self-love, obviously. And so, you know, once you start building yourself up and saying how wonderful a person you are, then you know a guy's lucky to have you, you know, and you are kind of selling a good version of yourself. You don't want to sell a bad version of you. If you're really bad and you've got loads of problems, then don't be in a relationship. Sort yourself out first. Get yourself esteem, get yourself confident. If you think you're ugly, because I'm like, oh, I'm so ugly. I'm like, well, cut your hair then. Shave your beard off then. Wear different clothes. Change your looks. You have the power to change your looks. You can go get a haircut. Do you know what I mean? Change your looks. If you think you're ugly, change your looks as much as you can. That's feasible. Do you know what I mean? Like some guys that are like, I'm like, shave all your beard off. It's straggly. It's all over your face. Shave your beard. I had this Indian guy, right? Who's not asexual, from India, just randomly messaged me the other day, right? And on his picture, he looks quite good looking, right? Nice, short, cropped hair, like a little bit of facial hair there, nice skin, looked quite good looking, right? Then he decides to try and pursue me, even though I said I'm asexual, I'm not interested, right? Because I don't, you know, I'm asexual, I'm not interested in sex, basically. So then he sends me this picture of himself and said, are you attracted to me? Now the picture, the photograph, which is a photo now selfie, looked nothing like his profile picture. And he literally had his hair all over like a gorilla. I mean, it was, instead of being tidy like his profile picture, like I said, his hair's really neat. He's got hardly any facial hair, just a tiny little neat bit. His face is beautiful skin. He showed me this picture. It literally looked like a huge gorilla with tons of hair all over his face. So his hair's all longer and straggly. All his beard is all straggly down here. Literally looks like a caveman. And he's like, oh, do you think I'm good looking? And I'm like, no, I prefer a guy with clean shaven face. Like, that was being polite to him. I really wanted to say, mate, if you put a picture like that to a woman and it's different to your profile picture, if you turn up like that to a date, I don't think the woman's going to be very attracted to you unless she likes a caveman gorilla look. Really? Do you know what I mean? He looked so untidy. His hair was like not just a normal beard, it was like streaming out here, and he was just like all over here. I'm like, what is going on? But obviously, I don't want to like be really offensive to him, so I just said no. I like a clean shaven guy. It was as polite as I could put it. So Ray, I bought colourful flowers for the house. I noticed that, Ray. I did think that was an improvement. I thought Ray's preparing for a female coming in the house because he's bought some coloured flowers. So I did think that added a bit of colour. That was good. But your carpet is kind of like a older colour, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But then it does go with your decor because obviously you've got wolves and everything else. So, but you keep your house really clean and tidy. It does look nice and cozy as well. But I think if you get the right woman who likes that type of thing, it ain't going to be a problem. I didn't mean to control his life, but I just meant to help. I meant just to help with her life experience. Right, okay, Eva. So you meant to change him for the better with her life experience. Okay, that's good. Yeah. So long as he wants that, yeah. So, because some guys, they don't want that. But if a guy's open to being influenced by a woman because of her life experiences, and a younger guy can learn from her. I think I've already covered that bit, actually, because I said the younger guy likes to learn from a woman's experience. I think I mentioned that earlier before you came in the chat, but if I didn't, then I'm glad you brought it up. So, yeah, because like oh yeah, I did, because I was talking about the Egyptian guy. That's why I said was obviously attracted to me, because he said he liked a woman basically who's career minded, living their life purpose, you know. So that comes under like the life experience, you know, a woman who knows what she wants and she's career minded and living her career, you know, she's got experience behind her. So that kind of covers under that type of thing. But I'm glad you clarified that yeah, a younger guy does like to learn from. Well, that's one of the reasons why younger guys are particularly attracted to older women, to learn from their life experience, and like so the conversations aren't boring as well. Oh, Ray, I do have a woman staying with me in 3 weeks' time. She's staying for 2 weeks. Oh wow, Ray. Is this a furry kind of woman, as in a dog, or is it a human woman? So, well, have a nice time, Ray. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That's really good. I'm glad for you. Oh, right. Someone said I'm like Daryl from The Walking Dead because of my crossbow. Right, okay. Eddie was 20 at the time when he said he looked in the mirror and thought he's garbage and had a chill down his spine. So now he's all right. Yuva's laughing at something I was saying. Ray. So Ray has a woman staying in his house in 3 weeks' time. She's staying for 2 weeks. Oh, it's a human. Oh, wow. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. That's good. So good luck with that. Is there a romantic kind of arrangement, or is it just a friend? I'm very intrigued now. Keep us posted. Yeah, so I totally agree with you that younger guys can like older women because of their life experience. It's a major factor, actually. Because like I said, younger girls a lot of the time, they don't know what they want, they haven't got a life experience. And also older women does give a lot of younger guys more stability, usually, because they know what they want, how they want it, where they want it or don't want it, as the case might be. Ray's gonna see how it goes. All right, okay. Well, good luck with that, Ray. Good luck. Romance is in the air. I'm not going to start singing because my voice is not great as it is. But that's from Strictly Ballroom. If you've never seen the movie, it's a very good movie. And there's no sex in it, but a lot of romance, as far as I can remember, because I haven't seen it for a while. I've got it, actually, on DVD. But it's a love story. It's very good. I love dance movies and love stories. I'm super romantic. So yeah, there's quite a lot of reasons why younger guys like older women. Like some older women have said to me, like, don't you get worried that younger guy's going to go off with the younger woman? I'm like, no, I really don't. Like, I don't think that way at all. I don't think a younger girl's got anything really that would be better than an older woman for a younger guy, unless a younger guy prefers younger women. Do you know what I mean? If a younger guy prefers older women, I don't ever think that they'd want to leave me, for example, for a younger woman. Because A, I'm really, really young anyway, probably a lot younger than those women in lots of ways. B, I have loads of life experience. C, I value my worth. If he doesn't value my worth, he shouldn't be with me in the first place. Insecure about herself. Probably doesn't know when she wants marriage or kids even. And heck, most younger girls cannot dance like me. Right? I can do the most sexiest dancing, even though I'm asexual. And I've got loads more energy. And my lifestyle's really young. If anything, I'll probably be too young for the older guy. The younger guy, who'd be older than me. Do you know what I mean? What I'm trying to say is the older guy would be the younger guy would be older than me. Even though in birth of cage he'd be younger than me. I remember telling the Egyptian guy that. I said, well, actually, in the relationship, usually the younger guy is the older guy. He goes, oh, that must be difficult. I said, not really, because I attract guys with older souls usually. But, most guys haven't got the energy I got. I mean, they just haven't. I wear a younger guy out. It's like, that's why it's better to live separately. So I can have 1 to 3 hours kissing time, and then he can go back to his place and have some rest. I can get on with my work. Oh, dear me. You know what I mean? I've just got too much energy. Not all the time necessarily, but do you know what I mean? It's like if he gets worn out, he can go back to his place, can't he? And then chill in front of the TV because I don't want to sit there watching TV. I've got life to have. Yuva, I always thought that all girls in the whole world would love the beard guys. Oh god, no, beards. I can't stand beards. I have the Indian guy I did kiss in the club last year. He did have a beard. That was I've never kissed a guy with a bit proper beard before. I think I've kissed a guy with a little bit of a goatee. But no, I like clean shaven guys. I like baby faces. I like young looking guys, like baby face guys. Also the Egyptian guy was like, well, what if a younger guy gets older? He's going to get older eventually. I said, yeah, but some guys have baby faces. I like a guy with a baby face who doesn't really age that much. And you can get those type of guys. And a lot of those guys, they don't like it. They cover up their baby face with a beard because they're or some sort of facial hair, usually a beard, because they're don't want to look like a kid, basically. They think they look like a kid. Whereas I'm attracted to obviously I don't want a kid, but I'm attracted to younger guys who look like they're in their early 20s. And some guys that say 28 or whatever, they think they still look like they're 21. And they're I've got to wear a beard so I look even older. Do you know what I mean? And it's I hate that. And it's just horrible. And it's they want to look older on purpose, but I like a younger guy to look like a younger guy. Do you know what I mean? I don't like a guy that when he wears part beard and unshaved, 1 minute he's clean shaven, the next minute he's got a beard. That's no good for me. Because as soon as a guy starts wearing a beard, my attraction for him goes down. I can't really be, it gets in the way of kissing as well. I mean, I love lots of passionate kissing. His beard, however, I did kiss the Indian guy for an hour. He was kissing me at least in the club last year. Oh man, that was the best day of my life in some ways. Not that I was seeing him afterwards, but just in the moment. An actual Indian guy that I was he was probably snogging me for a whole hour or more on the dance floor. Oh, it was just bliss. I absolutely loved it. Every single bit of it. What was so awesome is he didn't even look at another woman, girl, whatever. He wasn't even interested in any other females in that club, just me. He just wouldn't stop kissing me. And I'm like, wow, this is great. My first experience of a real proper kiss with an Indian guy. There was an Indian guy that tried to kiss me, but he started biting me years ago, so I didn't really think about that. I didn't really class that as kissing because I said, is that the best you can do? It's not really kissing, is it? Off he went. But this is I class this as my first ever Indian kiss because it really is, and it's so beautiful and I loved it. Yeah, and so it was really good. He didn't drink his alcohol, put him on the side, just danced with me the whole night. The rest of the night was kissing me, so we didn't really get much dancing done. But he did have a beard, so that was weird for me. And at first it did get in the way a little bit. But after a while I just didn't really realise it. So, and I like a guy with no chest hair as well, which is very hard to get. I said that to the Egyptian guy. He's but it's really horrible to have to wax there. I said, well, I've met guys, including asexual guys, that don't have any chest hair. He said, well, that's unusual. I said, yeah, but I tend to meet the guys that don't actually have chest hair or hardly any. Like the guys I meet that are asexual, or not even necessarily asexual, they don't have chest hair or hardly any. I must just be really lucky like that, because I ended up mostly getting, because like I don't mind kissing a guy's chest, but I don't really want to kiss his chest if it's a mouthful of hair. It's not particularly pleasant for me. So I'd rather have baby soft skin. Again, I love soft skin because I shave my arms and legs in the shower every day. That was another thing. The Egyptian guy, I told him, I said, well, I shave my legs and arms every day in the shower. He's like, oh, well, you can do it once a week, can't you? I was thinking, hang on a minute, it's my life. So can you see that definitely wouldn't work between me and this younger guy, with him telling me what to do about, oh, you only need to shave your arms, legs really once a week, don't you? I'm like thinking, no, that's gross. Sometimes I shave my legs 2 or 3 times a day. If I have 3 showers, I know that is a bit ridiculous. If I have 3 showers, sometimes I'm convinced I got some stubble in those hours. So then I decide to shave it again. So, because I just like baby soft skin. You know what I mean? Like, hey, baby soft skin. You know what I mean? So I like a younger guy. I like soft, young skin myself, But that's what I mean. A lot of the time, I'm just too young for younger guys. They want to go like sleep at a sensible hour. They want to just watch the TV. You know what I mean? And they just want to live a normal life, which is boring to me because I don't live a normal life. So yeah. So I'm a younger, I keep saying younger because I am younger, so I'm a younger, older girl, really. And I'm just too young for younger guys a lot of the time, who want an older woman to act like an older woman. I've got an asexual friend, right, and he likes an older woman, but he says he likes an older woman to look like an older woman, and I don't. I'm too young looking for him. And he likes like grannies. He likes an older woman to really look like an older woman. Bless his heart. But he does like my hair. He started playing with it. I'm like, you got a hair fetish with my hair. When we went to theme park together, he started playing with my hair. I was going like this all the time. I'm like, yeah, you've definitely got a hair fetish with my hair. But yeah, in general, he likes older women to look like older women. So he told me when I first met him, because I like older women, but I like older women to look like older women. You don't. So yeah, so I don't fit into the norm. So like there are some cougar sites, because I class myself as an asexual cougar, but the cougar sites are for sexual women, and a lot of the sexual cougars, you even see the pictures, they look older. Do you know what I mean? And those guys are really looking for those older type of women. So I just don't fit in there. Do you know what I mean? One is they're sexual anyway. I don't like that. And 2 is I'm not like that. I don't look that age. I don't act that age. I'm not that age. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I don't like guys with facial hair. I really love guys with no facial hair. For me, personally, I don't get attracted to guys that much with facial hair. I mean, obviously, if he's Indian, some Indian guys I can make an exception for a little bit. I did obviously make an exception. I have kissed another guy that had facial hair as well, I think, which again is unusual for me. But I prefer not. They're much more attractive without facial hair. Yeah. So there's a lot of reasons why young guys like older women, and and I never worry about younger guy preferring a younger woman to me if they like older women, and it never occurs to me. I probably worry a little bit more about them liking other older women, because if they really like older women, they like older women for a reason usually, and that means they'll not just be chatting to me usually as an older girl, they'll be chatting to other older women too. So I wouldn't be threatened by a younger girl, but obviously, I mean, I can't really be threatened by an older woman either, and other older women. If he really genuinely cares about me and loves me, he's not really going to be round chatting loads of other women up. But obviously, if it's a guy that's particularly heterosexual and he's chatting me up, he'll be chatting usually lots of other older women up too, not just me. But obviously, even asexual guys can do that. So, younger girls are not really a threat. It's more like older women. Like which other older women he's got in friends list, how many other older women he's really friendly with, and all the rest of it. That's a bit more concerning if I've got to be concerned about anything. But I believe that I'll get a younger guy in the future, and he'll be totally dedicated to me in that way. He'll have probably a girl as friends, like I have guys as friends, but I think it'll just be, in terms of romance and love, I think it'll just be dedicated to me, and that's the type of guy I want really and need, not someone who's a player or going around. Because some of the asexual guys, they can still be really bad. They go around chatting loads of women up. It's like, you know what I mean? They don't really want serious commitment. So, but until then, I'm happily single. I'm not actively pursuing a guy anymore. I've given up on that for now. Career girl this year. Sorting myself out and looking after my own health and getting my Asexual Guide to Sex book finished. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for Asexual Guide to Sex book to come out. I've got some more work to do on it this month. I'm going to be working quite a lot on it this month. So my real goal is to get that finished as soon as possible, especially everyone else's stories. Once everyone else's stories is finished completely, then I've just got my part to do, which is quite a bit, significant amount of the book still left to do. But yes, I can't wait. It's going to be super awesome. I know there's quite a lot of people already waiting for this book, and obviously it's going to raise awareness of asexuality. And I think sexuals will buy it as well, obviously, because it can help them. They can learn a lot from asexuals about sex, believe it or not. I think sexuals will be able to learn more from asexual sex stories than they will about all the stupid stuff that goes on in the world about sensationalizing sex, because the Asexual Guide to Sex book really doesn't sensationalize sex whatsoever. Gives them the nitty gritty, good, bad, and ugly of sex. So I think it's just going to be the best book ever written. And I want sexuals to buy it because I want them to understand about asexuality on a deep foundational mindset level, which this book, they're not going to be able to like stop reading it. Do you know what I mean? They're like, oh my gosh, it's going to prove that asexuality exists on a fundamental mindset level like no other book can, really and truly. I'm just so blessed to have been given the gift of writing and to, help asexuals, and for the asexuals in the books to share what they've shared. I mean, the Asexual Guys is very, very personal. It's the most personal book I've ever written, and what the asexuals are sharing, I'm so lucky they've decided to help out with that on a big scale. Some of them have worked with me for over 6 months on this book. It's just incredible. The amount of dedication they've given to the book, I just can't thank them enough. It's really going to change the course of history where asexuality is concerned. I really believe that, because once people get hold of the books, particularly sexuals as well, they'll be like, my God, I didn't realize asexuality existed. It's a thing. And they'll be able to, it proves it categorically that it's a real thing and exists just by the stories of real asexuals. You can just tell the difference between an asexual mind about sex and a sexual mind, and how we feel and think. It's an immersive experience. It isn't even like a book. You read it and it's like an immersive experience. One of my interviewees, they said that when they read their story back, their final version, they didn't even think it was them when they were reading. It was like it's like kind of an out of body experience, because they're kind of reading themselves in third person, like it's not them. They're reading about themselves as if they were a reader reading about themselves, and then they're like, oh, I realized that it was about me, my life. So it kind of does that. If you're writing a type of book like this, once you write it, it's kind of, you're trying to write it from an outside, you're trying to write it from a perspective that the reader would understand. So it's like you're putting yourself in the reader's shoes whilst reporting on your own life and what's happened, and sharing intimate emotional details and experience and knowledge. So it's a very, very unique piece of literature, and the way it's done is very clever. And literally when you're writing about this, you have to bring back a lot of past experiences. I mean, even me doing the book, I've got more to write. It's going to be hard because I've got to remember I'm remembering some stuff already that I didn't really want to remember. I've got to remember what it's like to have sex physically and what it felt like and my mindset. I'm like, oh my God, that's really asking a lot, But yeah, I mean, others have done it for the book. I've got to do it, But it's kind of really weird, like thinking about a penis again and how that felt in me. And it's really weird. I know that's quite intimate. Obviously, the book's not going to be for every asexual. Some asexuals will be so sex repulsed they won't even want to look at it, know about it, or buy it, or have it, or see it, or they can't be quite angry, like, why are you writing a book as Asexual Guide to Sex when most asexuals don't want sex? Because a lot of asexuals, even though they don't necessarily, a lot of asexuals don't want sex, but there are quite a big proportion that will still be with sexuals and have sex or do some sexual acts, or have an interest in sex. So it's surprising, because I've looked at some asexual groups recently, and it's surprising how many of them have an interest in sex despite not doing, some of them don't do sex themselves, or some of them like want to try some stuff, you know what I mean? So it's quite eye-opening, really. But the book's going to help those people, because I found out there was a call for the book when I realised, people were messaging me saying, oh, Sandra, So what if I wanted to try sex? And it didn't occur to me, really. I mean, it should do, because it should be pretty obvious, but I didn't really carry in my mind that some asexuals would want to try it. I was kind of like, this is like, so the idea for this book came up, I think it was 2017. I originally got the idea for it, and it was because, yeah, someone said to me, so what if I wanted to try sex, Sandra? And I think it was one of my aromantic asexual friends. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think an asexual want to try it. You know, it didn't really compute in my head. I'm like, oh, like how my voice is going to go soon. I'm going to have to go. It's like how many other asexuals feel this way, like they because they said, oh, I wouldn't know what to do. And I noticed in a lot of the other forums, they were writing that I'm gonna have to go in a minute. They were writing that, you know, what would I do with my hands? What would I do with my arms? I don't get it. So all this type of thing is actually answered in the book. Like literally, what do I do with my arms? What do I do with my legs? And some asexuals have answered that really well. There's one story, this person's answered it so intricately. Some other people just make more like less specific details, but one person goes into it really deeply. It's very, very interesting. Anyway, I think I've shared enough on this video tonight. As you can hear, my voice is starting to break intermittently, so I'm going to love you and leave you. I want to say thank you to everyone that's taken part. Michaela, you have been so super brilliant. Thank you so much. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Eddie, so much as well. Thank you, User. Lots of love. Thank you, Ray. Lots of love to everyone who's taken part in the chat tonight. I don't think I've missed anyone out, but if I have, I'm so sorry. But yes, lots of love. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. If you haven't heard all this video, please watch it back from the beginning. I am going to go now because my voice is starting to go. Thank you so much. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button and hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live right now or post a new video. As always, if you've got any comments, queries or questions, in the meantime, please leave them down below under this video and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Until next time, embrace your quirky and each other. Thank you so much for taking part tonight in the chat. It's been an absolute beautiful time with you. Love to hear your points of view and for you to share your knowledge and experience as well. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And until next time, embrace your quirky and I'll see you soon. Lots of love to all you. Bye. Take care. Bye.